What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. For everyone that's new here, my name is Yusuf and on this channel we cover pretty much everything. So I'm talking careers, education, family and everything along those lines, with the idea being that the key takeaways from these videos help you improve your life. And with all of that being said, let's dive into today's topic. This video will be the first in a little mini series titled The Secret to Finding True Happiness. In today's video we'll discuss the what, so what truly makes you happy. The whole idea is at the end of this series of videos you'll have a collection of actionable pragmatic steps that you can take on your route to finding true happiness. So where happiness is actually concerned, I'm sure the majority of us have either watched a movie about it, and The Pursuit of Happiness is actually one of my all-time favorite movies. I mean, it made me emotional, it made me consider becoming a stockbroker for all of 2 seconds, but ironically, it didn't really help me progress that far on my own pursuit to happiness. And for those that haven't seen a movie about happiness, I'm sure you've either read a book, watched a YouTube video, or the like. So what makes what I'm about to tell you different from all the things you've already seen and heard? Well, for starters, I'm your average person. There is nothing really special about me. And the reason that I point this out is to remind you and to reiterate that the advice I give can be applied by anyone. You don't have to have a particular amount of wealth. You don't have to be of some very high status. Nothing of the sort. This advice is for everybody. It's pragmatic, it's straightforward, and hopefully is very useful too. Now, where the average person is concerned, there are certain things that we expect will make us happy once we achieve them or once we attain them. One of the most obvious things is money. And where money is concerned, if you were to ask 10 people, 9 of them would confidently tell you that once they have a certain amount of money, then all of a sudden every single door of happiness is wide open for them. But the reality doesn't quite work out like that, and I'm sure most of us have heard Biggie Smalls say, more money, more problems. And the funny part about that is if that had been said by anyone other than Biggie Smalls, it would have gone down as so much more than just one of the most iconic lines in rap history. Because when you really think about it, nothing sums up money more accurately than that one sentence. And just to quickly touch on the kind of problems that money brings with it, you need to worry about where you keep your money, how you make more money on top of your money. You need to start isolating yourself because you have so much money. You need to start cutting certain people out of your circle because they don't have as much money as you do. Now, this sounds ridiculous, but it is a genuine problem for people with a lot of money. And if you think I'm crazy or that I'm making any of this up, I highly recommend that you look into the world of counselors for the rich. And I'm talking super rich, so the top 1%. The kind of people that can walk into a restaurant, buy their own meal, and also buy the entire restaurant just because they can. Another thing that supposedly brings on happiness in truckloads is career progression or career growth. So people assume that once they get to a certain level in their career, they will automatically become happy. To dive a little bit deeper into this, I'm going to take the example of consulting, which is the field I work in. Now, the pinnacle for most people in consulting is to get to the level of a partner. An equity partner buys into the partnership and gets a share of the profits. So there's no denying that once you get to this level of partner, there is a lot of money that comes along with it. And to add to this, you get a fancy title and your status in the firm is solidified. But what else comes with becoming a partner? Well, for starters, the responsibility is huge. Not only are you responsible for bringing in a certain number of clients or a certain number of business, you as a partner now need to make sure that every single piece of communication, every single deliverable, everything that goes out to a client, everything that goes out into the public arena is perfect. Yes, there are levels of QA before it gets to a partner, so the work of an associate is overseen by a senior associate, a manager, a senior manager, but at the end of the day, it's always the partner that signs off on whatever it is. Don't get me wrong though, if the team does screw up and the partner hears it from the client, it is very likely that the partner takes it out on the team. But there is no doubt that the biggest burden of responsibility falls on the shoulders of the partners. And I've seen this firsthand. The partners are under immense pressure to constantly deliver. And for most people, the equation is quite simple. Constant pressure doesn't often equate to happiness. And this does hold true across most lines of work because as you go up the ranks, as you become more senior in any organization, the amount of responsibility increases and correspondingly the amount of pressure increases. So what about things like status in society, fame, being a celebrity? I mean, it's all sunshine and rainbows in the land of celebrities, right? Not really. And I'm sure I don't have to break this one down too much for you guys because it's really quite simple. These celebrities have huge followings, so a huge gathering of supporters who have very high standards for them. And it is the job of these celebrities 24/7 to live up to these very high standards. Yes, they do get rewarded with just about any material luxury in the world, but it comes at such a huge cost to their own happiness. So where does that really leave us? What I want you guys to do right now is to take a few moments and write down the last 3 things that truly made you happy. So pause the video, reflect, and come up with 3 things. And trust me guys, don't underestimate how tricky this task can actually be. Because I'm not talking momentary temporary happiness, guys. I'm not talking something that made you happy for 2 seconds, and in the 3rd second you completely forgot about it and it didn't really matter to you anymore. I'll see you guys shortly. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now is share the last 3 things that truly made me happy, and you guys can share your list of 3 things down in the comments below and we can compare responses. So if I think back, the most recent thing to make me happy involved me at a basketball court just shooting hoops. And I tell you what guys, the sight and sound of the ball going into the net just makes me unimaginably happy. More so than it would most people. But hey, that's just me. And it's probably because I've been trying to improve on this since I was like 7 years old and I'm still not very good at it. So anytime I can get a few shots up, it definitely does wonders for my happiness. The second thing would definitely have to be spending time with my little girl. She's come to an age where she's running around, she's really interactive, she's very active and sporty, much to my delight. And I thoroughly enjoy every single second of the day that I spend with her. The third thing actually involves career, but doesn't have much to do with career progression or promotion. It was actually when I got feedback from someone in the organization who I really respected. Hearing him say such positive things about me and just knowing that I'd made him proud absolutely filled me with happiness. And to this day, I can draw on that moment and without a doubt, it still makes me happy. So if I stop and take a moment to reflect on these 3 things, none of them had anything to do with money, they didn't have much to do with career progression, and certainly had nothing to do with fame or status or popularity. So that should get you thinking guys, because true happiness, well for me anyway, comes from being so far removed from the material world. Things like spending time with your family, getting better at a hobby you've picked up, most things that money can't actually buy. And the one thing that stands out to me the most from all of this is the fact that it can make me so happy to make others happy. Going out of your way to put a smile on someone else's face. Making their day. Sometimes it's a really small gesture. Sometimes it involves a little bit more work. But the end result being their happiness can truly make you happy. And with that being said, I'll wrap this video up. I really hope that I've left something to simmer in the back of your minds to get you guys thinking about what will bring you true happiness. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you know anyone who will benefit from watching this video, share it with them. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, because I assure you, you don't want to miss the rest of this series and everything else to come on this channel. And until next time, see ya.